Hey guys, welcome back. Banter Bets and BPL. This is still a winning betting podcast. We got my three amigos here to thank, not myself. Rough week for me last week, but we're back with Coach Cam, Brother Keegs, Sandy. They all won money, so they put the team on their back. Let's go to Coach Cam first. Plus 45. Coach Cam, you came into the team mid-season, January signing, January transfer window. You were to be honest, you were rough to start it off, but you're turning it around. You've got your feet underneath you. You're winning money every week, and you've got our positive nice. You've got our podcast nice and positive. $45 last week. Let us know. Let us hear about it.
Yeah. It's been quite the ride, to be honest. I can't believe. I think it was those long walks I was telling you guys about so long ago. Those really gave me the mindset. And yeah, this past week, I know I was like maybe a little fortunate because the one bet I won was I parlayed 2 goal scores, but Raheem Sterling didn't actually play, so it voided.
Classic.
Yeah, that is a good classic. And then Ollie Watkins did score, so that won me money. Yeah, I hit some good parlays. But the big one was the last second before the last podcast ended, the $2 on West Brom, and me waking up and seeing $3 in my account. Was great because me betting 22 and already getting 30 on the very first game of the game week was just nice. I was already plus money, and then everything else just kind of fell into place. Ollie Watkins scored, Aston Villa won, that won me another parlay. It was great. But yeah, I'm feeling confident. I feel like Erling Haaland in the Champions League. Just anything that's coming to my way, it's going to be positive now. It's been great.
All right, there you go. Similes, I guess. Brother Keegs, plus 8.75. I know I went against you in a few bets, so it looks like you came out in the upper hand in those ones. Anyone in particular stand out?
Well, the bets that I lost kind of stood out, both of them. I think the reason why this wasn't better is because kind of the opposite of Cam. I invested in the under in the Chelsea game in one bet, as well as Chelsea to win and keep a clean sheet. So started off the week with 2 fat losses and then had to win every bet from there to scavenge up $9.
Good for you. All right, Sandy, plus 6, small positive. Usually you're a either end of the spectrum guy, but a little positive here. Never hurt nobody. Anything stand out for you?
Yeah, I scraped and clawed my way to that positive 6. Actually, it might be a little asterisk. I don't really remember. One of my bets was Villa to win, but I don't think I made the stipulation if Grealish plays this week, so I just wrote it out. Took that bet. And then got burned by Burnley. My old vice, my guilty pleasure.
Hey, but I will say, I had Burnley on Bet365 and it paid out because they went up 2-0. So if you guys made the bet on 365, listening to Sandy and I, there you go. And if you made the bet listening to Keegan, you won. So if you bet on Bet365, there was winners both ways.
Bet365 is just dishing out free money. That's hilarious.
I was talking about this last week. It's literally just free money. Whatever.
The national championship, Baylor cashed out 10 minutes in. That's absurd.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we were on that.
Anyway.
I was thinking about it during the Southampton game. When are we going to get the perfect betting game where we bet the draw? Or wait. Oh, no. I guess it doesn't matter what we bet because one team goes up by 2 goals. The other team scores 4 goals to go up 4-2. So both of the early payouts cash, and then the game ends 4-4, and then every single bet was a winner.
Imagine.
Yeah, that is awesome.
All 4 of us.
Well, maybe if we do this podcast for another 15 years, it'll happen once. That would be something. First, you need all of us, or at least 3 of us, to be on all the 3 sides, win, and draw, and then you'd actually need a 2-0 to 4-2 to 4-4. So we can.
And then someone bets over 7.5.
Yeah.
So then it just works out.
Yeah. All right. We got bedtimes coming up for the boys on the East Coast. So why don't we get into the matches this week? Recording a day early because we're fitting that in. Brother Keegs was all over it. We got Fulham Wolves Friday. Brother Keegs says we don't want to miss that one because this is a big game in the relegation fight, and so whatever Wolves are doing. So we'll talk mostly about Fulham. And Brother Keegs, a couple weeks ago we were saying, and not just us, lots of people were saying Fulham's on the way up. They're going to be safe. Newcastle is going the other way, going down. But Fulham just can't quite get over that hump. It's kind of like in basketball, Sandy, when a team makes a run, but they don't quite take the lead and they just don't get over that hump. And now that's kind of like what's happening with Fulham here. They got back into the fight. They looked like they're going to come out of it. They didn't. That was a long-winded way of asking Keegs, what's happening with Fulham's momentum? What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, like even going back to last week when we were talking about the odds to be relegated, they were still favorites to stay up over Newcastle. Yeah. Since last week, the odds have flipped the other way. So now Fulham are favorites to be relegated according to Bet365. Lost 3 in a row. I mean, and then I guess they could take a term that I'm going to coin from now on. They can take some Brighton consolation from those games where they played well and probably could have won and didn't win. So, I mean, at least they can take their Brighton consolation. And then, I don't know, they're still in a spot with Newcastle. And I'm going to talk about Newcastle a little later on. But they still have 3 winnable games, including obviously Newcastle last week, which I'm already excited for.
Yeah.
And Newcastle still only have 2 winnable games, and they just pretty much need to win 1 game because the goal difference, they're still 3 ahead, so it's still pretty close. So it's still definitely doable for Fulham. And yeah, I think it's anyone's game, and it's going to really come down to that last matchup on the final game week of the season. And so at least we have something to cheer for because the title race is done.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean,
yeah.
Like,
and yeah, I know, Brother Keegs, you mentioned early on, you got me on to the Fulham to be relegated bet. It was plus money last week. The cash out's already up over the stake I put. So cheers for that. And hopefully that one comes through. It kind of pains me to cheer against Fulham, but because I would much rather see Newcastle go down, but I'm going where the money is. And there's some plus money.
Yeah, that's a funny one because I told you to make that bet. When I was really talking about it, I talked myself out of the bet. So I didn't end up even making that bet. But I'm glad someone profit from it.
Yeah, there we go. Speaking of profiting, Coach Cam, Fulham losers of 3 straight. I know Wolves isn't the most fun team or most confident team to bet on, but at 3.2 here, do you fancy a cheeky Wolves bet away from home?
I'll be honest. You're about to find out. Well, not right about. You're going to find out by the end of this podcast that I have put a cheeky bet on Wolves, and then there will be another bet that's fairly cheeky that I'm sure we're going to talk about later on the weekend. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Pardon me, Keegan?
Can I have a guess at what you're hinting at?
Yes, please do.
Definitely hinting at Everton over Bright.
That's a strong hint. You're very hot on that guess. But yeah, I think that Wolves, I'm not really sure why they're obviously not a great team to watch, not that interesting either. But I'm not really sure why they're not favored to win here, especially since like how much does a home and away, like how much does home advantage really swing the bets here now that there are no fans and there still aren't any fans? Like, I'm not really sure that Fulham should be favorites in this game. I don't know what they've done to earn that. I know Wolves haven't done anything to not earn that, but I don't know. They look pretty decent in their last game out. So
I think, Cam, to answer that, I think this is probably, I agree, Wolves have been a better team over the season. I think the bet makers here, the odds makers are saying Fulham needs this game a lot more than Wolves. So that's probably why they've made them favorites. Mm-hmm. But having said that, I'm with you. I think I'm going to throw something on Wolves here just because I know that's what they're thinking, but I don't think that necessarily holds true to, I don't think that's a good enough reason to make Wolves underdogs in this game.
Yeah, I think there's 2 sides to that coin because at the same time, Wolves win or lose, I don't think there's that much pressure on them. Fulham players, obviously, like they want to win because of the situation they're in, but I know that maybe some players are going to feel a little more with each touch they take, with each pass needs to be perfect, or each run, each shot on net, and that could affect. So I don't know. Like I said, I have a cheeky bet on. Yeah, I have a cheeky bet on Wolves, but so I'm definitely going to ride with them this week.
There you go. I could see it. Well, why don't we move on? That's the only Friday game. Saturday, 4:30. It was a hell of a game last week when West Brom put up 5 past Chelsea. Talk about that later because we know we love talking about Chelsea losing. But this week we got Man City Leeds. Definitely potential for some goals in this one as well. Now, Coach Cam and I are battling out at the top of the standings in Fantasy Prem. We play each other this week. I really need Leeds to score in this game because Coach Cam's got the City defenders. Sandy, do Leeds score in this game? Am I going to be happy or am I going to be behind the 8 ball at the start of this fantasy match?
I'd be worried if I was Coach Cam here. This is a letdown game. Well, what is City like? What, I mean, they're so good it won't matter. They'll probably win still, but I would be surprised if Leeds didn't come out and give them a little run at least, put a few goals in the back of the net, have one last little jaunt for the season, one last little fun run out. I mean, say just they're coming between 2 Champions League games. Is it back to? Am I right in thinking it's back-to-back weeks they're playing?
Yeah,
Champions League.
Yeah,
they played next Wednesday.
Leg is next week. Yeah.
So that's a lot of footy. I think Leeds is going to come and give me that.
Quite the audio we had there. We had the Iron Man speaking, but the Iron Giants. Anyways, the thing is, Coach Cam also has Bamford, so he's hedged his bets a little bit there. So all I'm asking from this game is that Leeds score and it's not Bamford. I don't think that's too much to ask. So we'll just go with the perfect game, I guess, for me.
Might open up a little funny.
Jesus.
Apologize for the audio quality on Sandy's mic here, guys. I don't know what's going on. Something about a GoFundMe. We'll be back with Sandy in a little bit.
But sorry, everybody. Sandy threw his laptop as far as he could directly at the floor. Maybe that's my audio, actually. Geez.
Cam's audio is going off too.
I think Zoom's just fucking us right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, the audio of this podcast has never been its strength, so we're gonna keep fighting through it. The audio quality. It's the content in the message, not the quality of the message.
Our audio was at its peak when Liam was doing his playing the phone in the background in general.
Yeah, no kidding. Gotta start doing that again. On the City side of things, I mean, not too much new to report, Keegs. I was wondering if you have a City quadruple update. Are there odds on this? I don't know. I wasn't able to find any, but and having won their first leg in the Champions League quarters, probably should progress, although Dortmund's always frisky, and just keep going strong. I don't know. Any quadruple thoughts?
I mean, Prem's won League Cup final against Arsenal. Spurs. I mean, so that's just one game that they. Oh, Spurs. Yes, excuse me. So that's just one game that they got to win. I mean, FA Cup got Chelsea in the semis, and then probably weaker team in the final, either Leicester or Southampton. And then obviously, I mean, although they won, I don't think they're too confident with the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Against Dortmund did get the away goal, so there's definitely still hope there. And then they got to play against the winner of Bayern PSG, and then obviously the final as well. So basically, I mean, they need to get past 6 quality teams to finish the quadruple without slipping up. So I still think it's unlikely because, I mean, no one's perfect and you're basically asking them to be perfect. So I don't know. If you can't find any odds, I'd set my own odds at probably about 7.0.
All right, there you go. There's the Keegan Sportsbook opening on 7.0 Manchester City quadruple. Moving on to a team who used to be good, aren't so good anymore, like Man City, Liverpool. And they struggled in midweek in the Champions League. Looked fine last weekend against Arsenal, so that was a good win for them. But Coach Cam, there's been a lot of talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Should he be in the England squad? Should he not be? Looked good against Arsenal offensively. Made one really bad mistake against Real Madrid in the week. What are your thoughts on him? Does he make the squad? What's his outlook? What do you think?
Trent has I believe he's in a weird scenario because England has so many great fullbacks and they're all very young as well. Reece James, I think, is very quality. And they're also all right backs, exactly. And Trent was doing so well. He was in the team of the year, UEFA team of the year last season.
The year, exactly.
Last season.
They don't just stand out. He was one of the best.
But exactly. I'm not sure. I think that being able to play at the top of your game all the time as a young player, it's tough. And I know it could definitely take a toll on your mental game. And Liverpool has been all about the mental game lately, like not conceding goals and then having the pressure to score goals and not being able to score goals. And then Sadio Mane and Salah aren't agreeing as much as anymore, and everyone's saying that Klopp is the problem, and then Alex is making mistakes, Trent's making mistakes. So yeah, I don't know. I still think he's proven himself at the top level season after season. The past 2 seasons, I would even say the past 3 seasons, he's been one of the best fullbacks, one of the best right backs, not even just in the Prem, in the world. So I still think that he definitely deserves to be in the England squad over the likes of Reece James and Wan-Bissaka, Kyle Walker, whoever else I'm missing. There's probably a whole bunch of other people that I'm missing, but at saying that though, I wouldn't be as confident or jumping thinking he's the first name I'm writing down on the team sheet anymore. Whereas before he could have been, with him, Harry Kane, those top English players, and now I'm thinking there's some other young players that, if playing well and improving themselves, and are on the incline where you're on the decline with your club team, then maybe he just needs to step things up, or he can see himself in trouble of his national caps.
I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah, I'd say, I agree. I like what you said there. Part of the squad, not the first team on the team sheet anymore, but I still would be starting him, I think. Because, I think his upside offers the most out of any of the options there. So I like him as a starter. And hopefully get some confidence back towards the end of the season for the boys. And then the Villa side of things, every time I just think of Villa, I think of Grealish. So, Sandy, do you have a Grealish update? Is he coming back ever for us? Are we ever going to be able to watch a Villa game and be entertained again?
Test. Just want to see how my mic's holding up here. All right.
Sounds great.
Good. Don't want to damage the listeners' eardrums further. I did a little bit of digging here just to see what's going on with my boy. My fantasy team has really been suffering without him, so not that I have much play for in fantasy these days. I'm one of those guys on the beach. But what I did find out, boys, is he was supposed to be back in time for last week's game, and he had a setback. And I was like, okay, whatever.
That's a horrible
but apparently,
word to hear.
Yeah. And apparently it gets deeper though. Apparently his injury is a shin injury. So I'm doing some thinking here, and I think I'm a little woke on what's going on with this Grealish situation. Is there any chance that Villa is intentionally benching him so people just forget about him and he won't get bought this summer? Because that's where my head's at right now.
Yeah,
that's a good assessment.
And,
if he has something like shin splints,
okay,
one
that's
of
what I
those
was
injuries
thinking.
that it's prolonged, then
but they said he had a shin injury. So can anyone tell me what a shin injury is besides like either a broken tibia or like shin splint, which is like a kid's injury? Like, what is a shin injury?
Isn't there a tendon that goes like over your shin and above your knee, like the patellar tendon, right? That comes down from your. So maybe that's injured.
Not a shin injury. That's a knee injury, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And I was wondering that, and I went down and I was reading some of the comments on whatever, it was a blog post, and the first comment was some guy went on like a 2-paragraph rant about how shin injuries are one of the most painful injuries that soccer players can have, and how they're like way worse than a calf injury or whatever, like something like that. And I was thinking, this is definitely a Villa burner account just trying to cover the tracks here. So I don't really know. My answer is I don't know what's going on with Grealish, but I'm getting suspicious.
I like the conspiracy theory. So you're telling me Manchester United get on the phone this summer. Hey, is Jack Grealish? We're looking to buy him, and Villa's just gonna be like, I don't know, man. He's like super hurt. He's hurt really bad still. So you probably don't want him. Manchester will be like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Maybe England forgets about him.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm all for that conspiracy for sure. But in any case, I don't know. I'm not too interested in Villa until he gets back. He's the straw that stirs the drink, to use a metaphor from our friends across the pond. All right. I think that's from the British. They usually say that. Maybe not. Any case, Crystal Palace, Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea implosion last week. They get a red card. Pretty stupid tackle from an old man in Thiago Silva. You'd think he'd know better than that. And they lose the plot. West Brom was making them look foolish. You love to see it, don't you, brother Keegs?
Absolutely love it. One of the most entertaining games I've seen in a while. Somehow West Brom looked like the most lethal team in attack, and it wasn't even like they were just scoring like kind of like scrubby Route 1 goals. They're scoring some brilliant goals. I mean, you have a team that's in second last that are just terrible, and when you find their left back up in the opponent box doing a chop Cruyff back heel in the build up to a goal, I mean, I don't know what could explain what had happened in that game. I mean, I don't really think it was so much of a Chelsea implosion as just I don't know, obviously a dumb tackle kind of set them back. And then, I mean, but at the same time, a red card doesn't excuse 5 goals at home to the second worst team in the league. So I don't know. I just think it's probably a kryptonite situation here. I don't know why Cam was the only one to get on West Brom after what happened at the start of the season, going up 3-0. So I don't know, probably just a kryptonite thing. They obviously bounced back the good win in the Champions League. So
I also loved the first goal, which was the ball goes all the way back to Johnston, the goalie, and everyone's running forward, and Johnston just kicks it, and the Chelsea players keep running forward, and the ball goes over their heads, and Pereira's on a breakaway, and he chips the keeper, and it was just so simple.
It was one of those drills. Sorry, Keegs. It was one of those drills where it's like, stab. Well, Sally's turned you. They didn't turn.
It's too late. Yeah,
the ball just kept going. It was too late.
Yeah, I suppose they won Route 1 goal. So I guess that wasn't totally the truth.
No, but I wasn't saying that to point that out. I'm just saying that was one of my favorite ones, despite all the nice goals, because I don't know. I also liked your comment in the group chat there that I think Kepa's got chipped, or not Kepa. He's playing like Kepa. Mendy's been chipped more times than actual saves made in this game. Because Robinson did him again with a cheeky one at the end. What else we got here? Oh, so one moment that I thought was kind of interesting that I wanted to pick out in this game, Cam, was it was Chelsea's second goal when Werner was through. He had all the time in the world to shoot, and it was almost like he was doing everything he possibly could to not have to shoot. And he did find a pass, and it looked, I don't know, to me it looked like he was desperate not to shoot, and it ended up working out, so you can't nail him too hard for it. But was this a case of a guy that has absolutely no confidence to finish a goal, or was this like a really aware striker making the right play, Cam?
I'm going to speak on experience. So I can confidently, I can confidently say, because I've been on both sides. I've been a player that has played in games with low confidence after missing good chances in previous games. And then I've also been a player that's done very well and was high on confidence. And I can tell you that if low on confidence, I would have shelled up exactly like Timo Werner. There's a screenshot that your editors will obviously post right now, but that showed the goalkeeper, both defenders, and it was Werner in the open net. And I didn't actually watch this game, and I thought it was photoshopped at first. I was like, "There's no way that he didn't score here." But yeah, I would have been the player that controlled it up to my chest, like just pour confidence, and then just try to get it to my foot and off my foot as quickly as possible, so I don't have the responsibility of the one who missed. So yeah, I believe that it was definitely not as much as, like, I guess a goal is a goal. Like, I guess you can't fault the fact that Chelsea ends up scoring, so like you can't fault them for and that end. But yeah, despite him saying that was brilliant play, that was great vision, that was a great assist, I think it was just purely, I don't want to be the one that's blamed if it doesn't go in, so I'm going to pass it to somebody else. Because I've also been on top of my game, or if I had full confidence, I would have fucking blasted that through the net to row Z. If that was me, I would have fucking smashed it so hard in the net and then take off my shirt or did the fucking prancing bird. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? So I'm not really sure why he didn't do that. Yeah. So yeah, I completely I have to say that I don't think it was brilliant play or a striker that had superb vision. I think it was purely I do not want to be the one who misses.
I think that's one to keep an eye on for sure, is the Werner situation there. They're sticking with him. They're playing him every game. So I mean, I guess he's bound to score eventually one of these days. Alrighty. Only the 3 games on Saturday, so a bit less traffic on that day. That leaves us 4 games on Sunday. We start things off 4 a.m. Burnley Newcastle. Now, typically you'd say no chance I'm waking up this early to watch Burnley Newcastle, but Newcastle coming off a game with 4 goals. Burnley, brother Keegs, coming off, or actually I'm going to go with Sandy on this one. Burnley, Sandy, coming off a game with 5 goals in it. Did you ever think you'd see a Burnley game with 5 goals in it? And when's the next time you think you see one?
Whenever they play City next.
5-0. Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty choked I missed that one. 2 of my not all time, just 2 of my teams I usually root for, Burnley and Southampton, just having an old-fashioned heavyweight duel. Saturday morning at 4:30 a.m. Yeah, and I was sleeping through it. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take this as a positive and just say, yeah, Burnley's starting to score some goals. The offense is clicking. That's just that's an outlier. The defensive slip up there, and they're gonna turn things around, and they're gonna be a lock this week at what are they home? Yeah, 2.3. Absolute lock this week at 2.3. Big bounce back game.
Wow. I think I might be going against you a little bit later, but we'll save that for a little bit. On the Newcastle side of things, Keegan, pretty good result against Spurs. I asked you last weekend how must-win is their game, or I know I asked you a must-win question last game. So we're going to make, as we're coming down the wire here in this season, we're going to make a must-win scale. So how must-win is this game for Newcastle? 10 is you literally need to win to avoid relegation. A 1 is the points do not matter. What's the number for this on the must-win scale for Newcastle?
Yeah, that's a tough question to ask. I mean, I think just this is a little bit off.
Might be tough to answer.
Yeah. Just a little bit off topic here, but it's kind of been bothering me with a couple of these. I don't know, guys. Betting against teams in a relegation battle is probably not our best way to spend money, and I think that's the way that the Fulham came in. I mean, I know Cam made the point about pressure, but I think if you were to look at it historically, I think teams that are in a relegation battle have performed their best with their backs against the wall more often than not. So
only if they're called Wigan.
Yeah. So only if they're mighty like Wigan. But anyways, I think if 1's not important, 10's literally must win, then I'd say it's probably about a 4 or a 5. I don't think it's too important.
Low.
I think that they could easily not win this game and then win the last 2 games again, the last 2 games of the season against Sheffield and Fulham, which will obviously be the crucial game that I mentioned, and then still stay up. So I think, but that being said, I mean, this game obviously puts a lot of pressure on Fulham. So I don't think it's must win, but I think it's the benefit of winning this game would be extreme, but it's not must win yet, obviously.
Yeah. Fair enough. I get what you're saying here. Yep. It's like you really, really, really would like to win it, but you're not down if you lose it. Yep. I'd agree with that. Next up, this is a fun one, boys. We got West Ham, Leicester, 2 of the season's surprise packages. Some of the most impressive teams of the season relative to expectation. And that is my question for you, Coach Cam. Which of these 2 teams have exceeded expectations in a greater way? Who has gone far? I worded that poorly. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that it's a pretty tough question. I'm gonna have to go with West Ham though.
Yeah.
Because I think I think that people and fans of soccer for the past 3, 4, 5 seasons even would say that in this season, seeing Leicester in the top 4, it's a possibility. But if you ask those same fans, if you're able to see West Ham in the top 4, I don't think they'd answer the same way. And I'm not really sure. Maybe that was the manager that's done such a great job, but some of the players that he's really put them in a great role, especially in this season, in their campaign this season. Players like Aaron Cresswell, who's playing as a left center back, but is also an attacking left back. It's just weird. They almost play a back three when they're attacking, but he's able to push forward. And Jesse Lingard that they brought in has been amazing in the games he's played.
He's looked
it's almost
so
like
good.
the Lingard revival. Players like Mikel Antonio, you always think you're going to get a lot out of him, but like those other players like Bowen has had a great season.
Even Fornals is contributing.
Yeah, I was going to say Fornals has had his fair share of contributions, and then you look at the bench and like I still think that Said Benrahma is an exciting player. He reminds me a little bit, and I'm not really sure. You may not agree, but he reminds me a little bit of a player like Saint Maximin, where he's a flashy player and he can contribute. He just hasn't had his opportunity yet to fit in the team. But when you're able to have I'm not talking tremendous depth, but some players to come off the bench that can still make a difference. It's great. And even players that are younger, like Ben Johnson, he's played a couple games. He's done fairly well. Ryan Fredericks, he's not younger, but he's coming to games. He's done really well. So yeah, I think that to answer your question after I just did that long talk, West Ham I think it has exceeded expectations more so than Leicester.
I'd have to agree with you. I know that at the start of the season there were some well-respected soccer betting podcasters that had, or maybe just one of them, who had some money on West Ham going down. So, and here they are knocking on the door to Europe's elite. So they've definitely proven that person wrong. It's me, but good for West Ham. So Lingard, you touched on him, Cam. He's been so good, and I love to see Jesse Lingard doing well. We talk about confidence players. Werner's on the other opposite end of the spectrum. Look at how well Lingard is playing and how much he thrives on confidence. Cam? He's one of the big examples of a guy who thinks he can do anything right now. Brother Keegs, I know it's probably a long way off, but can we see Lingard back making a real impact for Manchester United next season?
That's a funny question, and for my answer, I'll probably just have to refer to my answer that I gave when you asked me this question about 5 pods ago about Lingard returning to United. So I don't know. I still think it's possible. Like, obviously, if he keeps his form, maybe he has a good tournament with England. And then, like I mentioned, I mean, you got like Greenwood, Dan James. I think those two kind of players in their form are easily replaceable by an informed Lingard.
I agree.
So I mean,
it really depends the confidence level, I guess, because he is such a night and day player with confidence.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if we sign Holland this summer, that's another attacker in there that he'll have to compete with. So hopefully we just sign Holland and don't really have to worry about it as much.
Yeah, if we sign Holland, I wouldn't be too upset if he didn't come back. Did I ask you that? I asked you that question a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I believe so.
Sorry about that. That one slipped by our producer, Daniel Louis Joseph Paul-Emile Francois Carrière, producer of the show. He let that one slide, so I'll have to get on him for that. All right, moving on. Oh, I look at this game and I think of the last time we played United Tottenham. It was 6-1 in the fall. Yikes. Definitely United's low point of the season. Since then, it's pretty much gone opposite for these two teams. United not comfortably in second, comfortably in the top 4 now. Tottenham comfortably outside of the top 4. So looks like we're getting the last laugh, Tottenham fans. But in any case, this is a big game. Sandy, is this 0-0 written all over it? Jose Mourinho at home, United.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the bet. I think we all should. What was just go with it. Yeah, I don't have much hope for this game. Just the way things have been going this year. We've seen we've seen the script play out. We've seen this movie before, and it's never really lives up to the hype. The one thing that maybe could add a little spice to it is if we get a nice little vintage Bale performance. I don't know where he's been. You kind of had that. I was thinking today, what happened to Bale after that, like the 1 week where he's just going off?
Yeah,
haven't heard from him since.
He just didn't do anything after that. So yeah, I know.
It was a fun week though.
That was a fun week. That was like when you get a flashback card in FUT. It was like, but if they were only for 1 week, like you played with it, then you sold it, and now it's just back to normal. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they give GB a little run out here and maybe add a little excitement to this game. But
you and Gareth Bale pretty close now, Sandy. You've been DMing him.
Yeah, play some golf together.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I had another follow-up question, but I forget what it is now. So I think we'll probably move on. Oh no, it was. I was gonna say, what was because there's the game that we all jumped on 0-0 and we all hit and we went up 200. Was that Chelsea? Man
United Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't know, boys. I'm saying maybe this is the week to do it again, and we all jumped on.
What's that, Keegan?
Exact odds, I think, too.
Exact same odds. Yeah, it's 11.0, which it would, $5 from each of us. That puts us up 200.
I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah, I like that one, boys. So the late game, Sheffield United Arsenal. We were done talking about Sheffield United on this podcast weeks, maybe even months ago. Arsenal, on the other hand, Coach Cam, is this a little parlay food? 1.57 for Arsenal against Sheffield United. Is this a parlay starter here? A parlay appetizer?
There was honestly, I was looking at a couple of these games, and there is a lot of parlay. This is definitely where you're like, can I have the full loaded nachos? And they bring out Arsenal and Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Those are the two things they bring out. But this might be a little bit of a hot take here, but I'm gonna say, as any fans of maybe myself as a bettor, or even the podcast, stay away from this bet. This is absolutely fraudulent. This bet is fraudulent. No. Sheffield United is coming out, and they're going to get a result. You heard it here first.
Oh no!
Stay away.
Cam just sent the nachos back. Take them back.
They had hair. They had hair in it, and I was like, take those. I don't want to eat hairy nachos.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
So the parlay appetizer gets sent back to the kitchen. Do not trust Arsenal. Coach Cam says Sheffield United is coming. Fair enough. And all right, there you go. We've been told. We've been straightened out. Coach Cam's informed. So there you go, guys. We won't mention anything more on it. I'm embarrassed to have even brought it up.
It's okay. It happens.
All right, we'll move along. Monday, West Brom. Jeez, just thinking about those goals makes me happy. West Brom against Chelsea. Keegan, West Brom, 7 points from safety. Don't look now. Don't tell me it's possible. But is it possible?
No, it's not. It's not possible.
Thank you. I needed a reality check.
7 points. They're probably realistically best case going to need 4 wins to stay up, because obviously Newcastle and Fulham play each other. I don't know how many times I have to mention that. I'm just really for it.
We're trying to get that in like 3 or 4 times a pod now. So,
so I mean, obviously points are going to be there. So they're probably going to have to win 4 more games. And so, I mean, peak form, they can beat Southampton, Villa, and Wolves, I think, right now, which are amongst their remaining fixtures. But then after that, it's, this isn't in order, but their other games are Leicester, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Leeds on the final day. I mean, so if they're going to do it, they probably got to beat Southampton, Villa, Wolves, and then maybe Leeds on the final day. That'd be something.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Great Escape is like a tiny bit on right now. If they win this game, is it on? If they win this game.
I mean,
if they win this game and Newcastle and Fulham both lose.
Yeah. Then they'd still need to win probably 3 more games. So probably still no. But this is definite must win, last chance saloon here.
Keegan's such a buzzkill with his sound logic and math. I just want everyone to stay up and see everything happen, but I guess not.
It's the last dance for West Brom.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All righty. Here we go. Everton, Brighton. Sandy, we we warned you, don't touch that. It's too hot. Don't touch Everton last week. The classic Everton game, go up, should kill the game, should win the money for you. Let the team, a worse team, hang around, and they end up losing the money for you. Are you touching them again this week as an underdog?
Yes. Next question, please.
I knew you'd be back. I knew you'd be back.
Well, the thing with betting is you can't start like hopping back and forth between sides because teams do unpredictable things. You just gotta when you're losing with one team, you just gotta keep riding them, and eventually you'll start winning. So this is a game where Everton's a huge dog and they've lost at least one in the trot. I don't really know more than 1 week in hindsight, boys. I don't
Short
know
memory
about
in the betting game.
Short memory, yep. Remember like a goldfish. Short as
Yeah.
Little Ted Lasso quote there.
I think we should be a goldfish coach.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely riding with Everton again. This is kind of crazy though, this line. Like the bettors clearly, I mean, Brighton's been playing well now, but the bettors clearly respect the expected goals and those analytics because
I think Keegan
Brighton's lines are always good.
and set this line. Is that what happened here, Keegan?
No way. Why would I? I love betting on Brighton. Why would I make them the favorites in any game? Doesn't make sense.
Fair enough.
What do you think, your Keegs? You gonna ride with
what do you think of this?
I'm not touching it because I'm betting against Brighton to begin with. So whenever they're the favorite, I stay so far away from that game, not touching it. But that being said, I wouldn't be. I'm personally not gonna do it, but I wouldn't be mad if you guys hit Everton.
Keegan, I was thinking this could be a great grandma lock. We could all jump on this one and ride it out. And the great grandma locks, they're 2-0 this year.
I don't want to
spoiler.
I don't want to root that one.
All right. Well, guys, let's get into it. Those are the games, the banter. Let's get into the bets. Coach Cam, lead us off, buddy. What do you got?
One sec. Let me just. Yeah, I have some bets that we talked about. Let me just sign in here because they're on my phone. Here we go. So, first and foremost, I have a 2-team parlay. I went with Burnley to beat Newcastle, and I also picked Southampton to beat West Brom. There's a theme, and it's the teams that suck are going to still suck. So the teams that are fighting for relegation are going to lose because I also did a second parlay of Everton to beat Brighton and Wolves to beat Fulham. So I like those numbers. I jumped on the Everton. I hope everyone else does the same. I then did a 3 goal score parlay. These are 3 goal scorers where if they all score in the same week, I'm probably going to have to buy a lottery ticket because I picked Olivier Giroud. Okay, obviously you got to avoid if they don't start. I picked Olivier Giroud, Chris Wood, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So if all 3 of these big men score, and if they're all headers, that'd be even better. And then I have already picked a draw between United and Tottenham, but I'm willing to change that $5 bet to a 0-0. Actually, no, I'm going to keep the draw, but I'm willing to add another $5 bet for 0-0 right now. And I'm going to do that because I'm getting a thumbs up from my producers over there. So
Daniel Joseph Paul Emile Francois Carrier says do it.
Yeah, Mr. Dr. Carrier just said do it. And I said, okay, stop asking repeating questions from previous podcasts. So
I'll pass it on.
Thank you. So yeah, $5. It is 11-1. So I'll throw that too. So yeah, those 5 bets, $5 each. I've been pretty successful the last couple of weeks. So just keep it going.
Cam, for your goal score parlays, you just like throw all the strikers in a hat and pick them out randomly, or what's the method behind these?
My method is what I do first is I pick my team parlays, and then from those team parlays, the winning teams I pick, I'm thinking, okay, someone has to score, so I put all those strikers in a hat, and I'm like, I'll just pick out whoever can score.
He needs to make sure also the classic Cam is he needs to find at least one striker that's not going to play so that he can get the void if it doesn't start, and it becomes
exactly.
It becomes one leg less the parlay that needs to get.
Exactly. That's the trick.
We haven't seen a Cam special in a while. I'm hoping we get to see one before the end of the season. The
you know what? Just because you said that, I'll go through right now.
Hey, don't
you guys
don't force it, Cam.
Yeah, you don't have to force it. I'm just saying by the end of the season, we still got weeks left.
Okay, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Actually, that would have been too forced. I would have lost money.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I'll actually note that in my phone for next time or the following. And it has to be the perfect game.
Yeah.
Actually, a pretty good game. It would probably be the Man City Leeds game.
A Bamford to score first, Man City to win. That's what it would be, right?
Yeah, something like that, or like a Jack Harrison to score first. It would be Patrick Bamford, but I can even see one of those other people. But yeah, it's the top goal scorer on the weaker team scoring first, and the better team coming back and winning.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. You get some good odds for it. I kind of like that, Cam. The good discovery there. All right, let's go with Sandy. Sandy, what you got for us on tap this week?
No, I just realized when you said the Cam special wasn't hit in a while, the Burnley special has yet to hit this year. It could only be a matter of time. We can't make sure we miss that one.
What's that though? The 1-0 Tarkovsky scoring?
Yeah, the 1-0 Tarkovsky. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored this year, so I feel like he's due.
He's due.
Yeah, he's can't miss that one. Might have to start betting every week. But anyways, my bets are gonna be. So I'm gonna go. One sec. Wrong note. Fuck. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna ride with Fulham. Hopefully they bring Maja back in the starting lineup. I'm not sure what the little change-up's all about there. Seems like a pretty big mistake. I'm gonna take a little punt on Villa here and kind of monitor the Grealish situation. If there's any updates tomorrow or anything like that. So I'm going to throw it out there get the stipulation this week if Grealish comes back. We didn't talk about the storyline of Villa absolutely battering Liverpool earlier in the season, but it doesn't matter. True. It's not really an important game. So, but it is that game. The game was fun.
7-2, right? That's true. We should have mentioned that.
No, I'm not putting that one. Okay, and then I go Burnley straight up, Everton straight up, and then the United Spurs zeros.
There we go. That makes two of us.
And we have two Evertons so far too, Liam.
And two Evertons double so far.
We need to have might have to have 2 club sandwiches this week, boys.
Yeah, brother Keegs, what do you got?
Okay, sorry. I just had to completely redo my bets because I realized that I screwed up. Missed a game in there, but okay, I'm going to start off with an absolute shock parlay. $10 on Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal, and then I'm going to go 5 on Newcastle. Go against Cam there. I mean, in a battle of 2 pretty bad teams, might as well take the team that has something to play for. And then I'm going to take West Ham over Leicester. I'm going to take United over Spurs. And then just because I kind of like the bets that I've already made, I'm going for the absolute Hail Mary with one bet here that'll touch all the games that I haven't touched yet. We're going over West Brom Southampton. We're going Welbeck to score. We're going Newcastle and under 2.5. And we're going Leeds to win. And we're going both teams to score no in Fulham Wolves. Parlay all those together, $2 pays over 1,000.
Let's get it. Let's start raking them in.
And
love to see it.
Are we doing the Spurs United 0-0?
Yeah, everyone's doing it. Jump on.
Okay, I guess I'll have to, even though it does not fit in at all with any of my bets. I'll throw 5 on it.
There you go. All right. So
you can throw more. You're going to be winning $1,000 this week. You might as well throw like a 20 on there.
Yeah,
you got the
might
money.
As well throw that 1,000 on there. Make it 10,000.
Make it 55,000 or 11,000 or whatever.
All right, I've got mine here. I am going with Cam on the Wolves bet. I think don't overthink this one. Wolves better than Fulham. I know Fulham has something to play for, but they've had something to play for the last 3 weeks and haven't won. So I'm going 10 on Wolves. I'm going 5 on Leeds. I think there is a weird respect that Pep gives to our friend there, Bielsa. And Bielsa gave him a game earlier in the season. I think this could be another good one. Pep, obviously they got the League One, so I'm going with Leeds in this one. 10.0, like the number, for a team that I really think can beat anyone on their day. What else do I got? I missed out on last week. I'm not doing it again. $5 on Crystal Palace at home. Chelsea trip to Spain in the week. I know they played Porto, but they played in Spain. So Palace at home, 7.0. I've seen worse odds. I agree. Was it you who took Newcastle over Burnley? Was that you, Keegs?
I doubled down on Newcastle over Burnley.
I'm going with Newcastle over Burnley. I agree. They got a lot to play for here. 3.5 is a big number for two somewhat close to even teams. So I got 5 on Newcastle there. West Ham Leicester, I wanted to do something but couldn't touch it. I'm definitely doing 5 on the 0-0 and Tottenham Manchester United. We're locking that one in as a great grandma lock. So great grandma locks are 2-0 on the year, guys. If this one happens at 11 and at 10-1 odds, then we've really got something cooking. I was trying to find a parlay to put Arsenal in, couldn't quite get there, so I sent it back as well. I agree, Coach Cam. Send back those parlay nachos. I'm betting on West Brom. Anyone here on West Brom?
No, I actually picked the opposite team.
Well, I'm going against you guys. West Brom looked like prime Barcelona last week, so I'm sure they'll look equally as good this week and put 10 past Southampton. $5 on West Brom, home underdog. And last but not least, actually I got 2 more. I love this slate. We're full of bets here. I'm going Everton, of course. We're gonna lock that one in with 3 of the 4 of us. Everton underdogs. This is where you want them, boys. I'm gonna go 10 on Everton. And I almost never bet totals, but Tottenham and United over under is even money. Or even odds. So at 1.9, I'm just throwing $5 on the under and 2.5 in that game. Don't see that one getting out of hand, especially given how the last game went. So there we go. A big slate of bets. We winning some money this week, guys?
Okay, wait. I got to call an audible.
Audible's
good. The Southampton West Brom game was the game that I forgot to touch, and I needed to throw it into my parlay. So I panicked and just took the over. Liam, all I needed to hear was your support of West Brom because I was so close to touching it. So do a little sub out the over, sub in West Brom.
Yeah, that's a much better bet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good choice.
Closing remarks, Cameron?
No, not much really to say. I love this. I'm going to be up bright and early because I'm going to be watching City play on Saturday. And I won't be up and early to watch Burnley play, but I actually like these fixtures. I think a lot of them are going to have potential to be some of the games of the season, to be honest. I think the West Ham Leicester, for some reason, I can see that one being a 3-2 game. So I'm really excited for that one. And even the Leeds City game's probably going to have a lot of goals. So I'm excited for this weekend. And for all of you fantasy Premier League fans, me and Liam are going head-to-head.
Yeah.
Horn against horn.
Who wins?
Me, but that's going to be tough because my best players play Leeds, and that's a tough fixture, and your best players play Leicester, I think, right? Yeah. And
my best player is Kane.
United.
He plays United.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, but I have most of my best players are all play for the same team, and yours are a little more spread out. But there are some tough fixtures. But I think that, like I said, I think it's going to be an Olivier Giroud goal that's going to push me past you this week.
See, normally I'd make fun of Cam for saying something so silly, but every time he says something like that on the podcast, it happens. So I'm really scared of that actually happening now. So, Sandy, closing remarks?
Nope. Maybe I'll actually catch a few games this weekend in my newly minted quarantine, but we'll see. Should be some stiff competition.
You'll have some time on your hands. Yeah, the Masters on this weekend as well. You got a Masters winner for us, maybe, for anyone who listens to golf? Who are you betting on?
Yeah, I actually have no idea. I haven't even thought about it. On the spot, I'd probably bet. What's Brooks' line looking like? I always like cheering for Brooksy.
Yeah, I think he's somewhere in the teens.
Maybe throw a punt on Uncle Phil.
Yeah, Ken Pettick.
No chance you should be betting on Phil Mickelson, but I respect it.
Ken Pettick bet on Lee Westwood.
Knows the course.
So
there you go. There's the Banter Bets and BPL golf expert. Ken Pettick says Lee Westwood. So
Lee Westwood 41-1. He put $10 on it. He transferred me. Had to put $10 on him. So watch out for Lee Westwood.
There you go. Additional winners being handed out here. What's that, Keegs?
I'll throw a $5 on Westy.
On Westy.
Yeah. Hey boys, everyone on Westy.
I went with Patrick Reed for mine. I kind of like going for the hated golfers because because no one's betting on them. I swear the odds are lower on guys like that no one likes. So I went $5 on Patrick Reed. He's like 30 something. Former Masters champ. There you go. Anyways, yeah. Keegan, do you have any other closing remarks?
None.
Nice audible. Nice bets, boys. We're going to win some more money for you guys. So, big weekend of betting and some footy, some other sports, some golf as well. If you want to get in on that, there you go. Sandy will be watching it all in his quarantine. Hopefully he doesn't have COVID, Sandy. Thoughts are with you. And, stay safe out there, guys, because COVID will get you if you're not careful. And, stay safe, bet safer. Banter Bets and BPL. Keep it locked. Next week, we're coming down to the wire.